Bivvies, like everything in life, are getting more and more expensive, with top of the range ones getting closer and closer to that £1,000 mark, some even going over it. And that is where Avid's Revolve range really comes into its own. We've looked at the Revolve rods and we've also looked at the Revolve bed chairs already, both of which do offer excellent value for money, whether you're a beginner to carp angling or if you're on a bit of a budget. It's hard to ignore what Avid are putting out. So where does this Revolve bivvy fit into things? Price-wise, this is one of the cheapest bivvy systems on the market. The one man that you see here is available for just £239.99. That's the retail price. If you shop around, you can get it closer to 200 quid. It's very cheap when it comes to a bivvy system, but what do you actually get for your hard-earned money? So this bivvy system comes with pretty much everything you'd need to keep going year round. You get a lightweight ground sheet, you've got heavy-duty pegs, you've got an oversized bag to stuff everything into, and you've got, as you can see, a full front. And it's got multiple door options as well, which we will touch upon a little bit later. So you get everything you could need for just over 200 quid. So it is very cheap for what you're getting. And the nice thing about it is it comes in at just 9.5 kilos, and that's with everything as well. If you strip it right back to bivvy only, that's weighing about 5 kilos. So super lightweight, but the nice thing about that is you're not skimping on fabric either. Now this is made from a 10,000mm hydrostatic head, so you're still getting decent material, even though it's coming in at a pretty lightweight package. Now, at first glance, it does look very similar to a standard 2-rib pram-hood design, which, to be fair, it is, but Avid like to do things a little bit differently, and that is where their captive frame design comes in. Now, that basically means that all the tension bars that run from front to back are actually attached to the bivvy already. So when you get out the bag, the bars are all attached. They fit flush to the actual poles of the bivvy. It makes it nice and easy that they're already there, already in place, and it's just a case of tensioning them and clipping them in place. So it makes it a lot easier. You've got no awkward kind of threading of poles or anything like that, which is what a lot of the issue with standard pram-hood bivvies have been in the past. Even the long poles or the long sections just Velcro over in place, so it makes it nice and easy to set up. But like I say, yeah, setup is nice and easy, and it does set up, aside from the tension bars, in a very similar way to any other pram-hood. So it's a case of getting the shape first, putting all the poles in place, putting the porch in place. That's nice and easy as well because it's not a fixed point. This section actually moves around, so it makes it a bit easier to put it in place, but still holds the tension as it should when it is fixed in place. So you make the main frame of the bivvy, you then use your tension strap to go from one side to the other, and then it's a case of just putting the bars in place, stretching them out. With the shape of this bivvy, it's more of a square shape. So if you peg the 2 back corners, then you can just move your way forward, just adding tension each time, and then that gives it a pretty solid feel overall. So like I say, nice and easy, and it's definitely a hell of a lot easier than your conventional pram-hood. Now, as you'd expect, there are plenty of different door options and configurations available. Well, the nice thing is, because it's a whole bivvy system, you get all of them included. So there is an integrated mesh, you've got a clear PVC door, and you've also got the full fabric, which you can see here. So you've got plenty of options that way, but you can also have it configured in different ways as well. So you can have it set up as a letterbox system, you can have the door fully open. If you really want to, if you prefer more of an open sheltered look, then you can actually peg the sides right back. So you've got a decent sized bivvy, you've got a massive peak, but you've still got a big open front so you can see everything that's going on. And that's the other thing to note as well, when you've got it in the letterbox mode, you've still got this massive peak. Not only have you got protection because you've only got a sliver of door open, you've got this peak to stop anything as well. So if it is real driving rain, you're gonna be pretty well covered. Now jumping inside the bivvy, this thing is huge. Now this is classed as a one man, but there is a lot of room in this. And that is basically thanks to the shape of this bivvy. Now it's very square, I mentioned that earlier. And yeah, basically by having the square back to it, it allows you to push your bed chair right back. There's still plenty of headroom, even my bobble's not touching. So there's plenty of headroom in here, even if you are taller than me. But the bed chair isn't touching either side. This isn't a small bed chair. It's not touching either side. It's not touching the back. And in front of it, you've easily got 3 foot each side, if not 3.5 foot for a bit of luggage. And that's with the sides rolled back as well. The front sides obviously pinned back in place so you can see a wider view of this. If you had them back in front as well, that's giving you another 1/2 foot. There's plenty of room here to do long sessions. This isn't just a shelter for a quick overnighter. You could do a week in this with no issues whatsoever. The actual dimensions is 140 high by 230 by 270. So it's a big footprint for a one man, but if you want it that bit bigger, there is an overwrap available as well. Now the overwrap is made from exactly the same material as what the bivvy is made from. So you're getting that 10,000mm hydrostatic head, you got the nice khaki sort of color, and yeah, basically it just extends this even further. So it comes off the peak. So you'd basically roll back the front sides like I have done here, and then you'd have more space where the peak is. It's going to come straight down from that. So you're gaining another 1.5 foot because it's such a big peak. Not only is it going to give you more space, but obviously by having that second layer of protection, it's going to help stop condensation. It's going to keep you that bit warmer as well in the colder months, because it creates that pocket of air, which with you being inside it, it helps to warm up that pocket of air, and it almost insulates you a little bit. So yeah, if you're looking for either more space or more comfort, then the overwrap is definitely worth looking at. You can pick those up fairly cheap as well. They're coming in at about $119.99. If that's still not big enough, then a 2-man version is available, and I'll flash up dimensions on the screen now so you can see that, but obviously that is massive. But it's still coming in at a very affordable price. You can get those for $269.99. And again, that is the retail price of them. So if you shop around, you can probably find them that bit cheaper again. If that's still not big enough, you can get an overwrap for your 2-man as well. So you can really create a full-on palace. I'd probably say not for a quick overnighter, but if you want a bit of comfort on a longer session, then yeah, an overwrap for your 2-man, you are going to have a lot of room. You could probably have a separate dining room and all sorts in it. But if you want to find out more information about any of these Revolve bivvies or any of the Revolve range in general, then head over to the Avid website, where you're going to find all the information, all the tech specs, and probably a few bits that I might not have covered in this video. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and definitely check out the Revolve range. I'll see you in the next one. Out a little